So in section 12.2, the other thing that we're going to talk about aside from frequency distributions is we're going to talk about some different ways that we can graph our information that we are looking at. So we're going to start with histograms and frequency polygons. So a frequency histogram is a graph with observed values on its horizontal scale and frequencies on its vertical scale. A bar is constructed above each observed value or class, indicating the frequency of that value or class. A frequency polygon is a line graph with scales the same as those shown in histograms. That is, the horizontal scale indicates the observed values and the vertical scale indicates frequency. Right, so in this particular example, we are going to construct a histogram and a frequency polygon. I'm going to kind of sketch this out using pencil and then draw it back in using pen after we're done. So we're asked to construct a histogram and create a frequency polygon. So in this table of values that we have here, we have our observed values. So this is going to be our horizontal axis, right? And then our frequency, our number of families, is going to be our vertical axis. So when we come down to these here, the first thing I'm going to do is label my axes, and they're both going to be the same. So my horizontal axis is my observed values, right? So it is the number of children. And then my vertical axis again is frequency. All right, so using our information in our table, maybe get all of this in here at the same time. All right, so the number of families, our frequency for the 0 is the number of children, is 4. So above the 0, we're going to draw a vertical bar that goes up to the value of 4. And we just kind of center it around that value of 0. Right? So we see that right there. For 1, we see a frequency of 6. For 2, we see a frequency of 9. For 3, we see a frequency of 5. For 4, we see a frequency of 3. For 5, we see a frequency of 2. And for 6, we see a frequency of 1. So our frequency histogram is a graph that kind of looks like a bar graph. We have vertical bars going up. Right, our polygon, instead of being a graph of these vertical bars, it's going to be a line graph. So we're going to put dots at all of these. So our frequency for 0 is 4. So we're going to start with a dot there. Then our frequency for 1 is 6. Our frequency for 2 is 9. Our frequency for 3 is 5. For 4 is 3, for 5 is 2, 6 is 1, and then we're going to go through and just connect the dots to give us a nice frequency polygon. Okay, so a histogram is more of a bar graph, and then our frequency polygon is more of a line graph. Right? But these show both of our, in both cases, they show our number of children, which are observed values, and the number of families, which is the frequency.